Greetings, known universe. This is Rockabilly Rumble, the interviews, and today we have the Rockin' Rebels. Take it away, boys.
All right, thank you, Johnny. This song is called Let's Bop, so let's bop, boys.
All right, let's bop.
Welcome to Rockabilly Rumble, the interviews. My name's Johnny Hatton from the Setzer
Orchestra.
I love that. And we're coming to you from the Handlebar Barbershop and Apothecary, where I get my hair done, from beautiful downtown Thousand Oaks, California. And today we have the Rockin' Rebels. My God. And you guys were rocking, I gotta say. You've got some great stories because you guys have played, you've opened for very famous people, or they've opened for you when they were nobody. So tell us about some of those great stories that we were talking about off camera.
Yeah, we've had some great times with, especially like the Blasters. Basically played with them at the Roxy as we were just infants being weaned on mother's milk. And they said, hey man, if we can open up for you, we'd love to do it. And we're like on the floor picking our jaws up saying, what the hell are you talking about? And Dave Alvin's like, yeah man, let's open up for you guys in Huntington Beach. And so they came down to Huntington Beach. They felt real comfortable with what we were doing down there in 1982, 1983. And it was a beautiful thing. We get lines and lines of mopeds and 50s cars, and you wouldn't believe the people that would show up, and we do show after show down there, and it was a heightened scene. And we even did a high school down there where it turned into a riot. Hey Jake. And as the riot went on and the punks came through and got thrown through the plate glass windows, we became a vibrant source in Orange County, LA, San Diego, and then we just grew out from there.
Rockabilly rules.
I got to quickly thank Dave Alvin from the Blasters and Phil and all those guys. But Dave turned me on to Bug Music, the Burgoyce brothers, and got me into publishing and marketing publishing. We're published on BMI. We've had the pleasure to open up for Blasters X Red Devils at the Whiskey, the Roxy. They've come down and opened up for us. And that's in the days when we were selling tickets, and we say, hey Blasters, and boom, we're making lots of money, and we'd offer to pay them half, and they were just gentlemen. They said, no, just give us some beers. Gene Taylor actually plays piano and harpsichord on our album, and my dad, who loves boogie woogie piano, had to pick James up to get him to the Annex in Hollywood, which is where they filmed the Buddy Holly story. We were recording there, And so we're gonna pay Gene, and he's like, no, just a 6-pack of beer, and I'm happy to do it. And he played on two or three cuts on our record. Yeah. Just great gentleman. You know, we had the pleasure of playing with those bands, Los Lobos early on, and at the old the Golden Bear in Huntington Beach before they knocked it down. And you know, like I say, James Harmon, eventually became really good friends with him. We played with blues bands, we played with punk bands. It was just a really cool scene back then, and it's 35 years later, we're still together.
Back then.
All four of us have been together 35 years about now, right?
We pulled Andy out of high school. Were you in grammar school or high school? I can't remember.
I just graduated high school.
Okay, it was high school.
17.
Damn.
So
He wasn't old enough to get into the clubs.
Yeah, we had to sit outside.
in the back door.
Yeah, Bodie's in San Diego. Andy would have to wait outside on the porch. Okay, come on in so he can play.
We got your mom's signature on this, buddy.
Got a note from your doctor. You can come in. Yeah. It was good fun. Jerry and I went to high school together, Missionville High School, and obviously after 35 years, this wasn't just a passing fancy for us. You know, it's something that we've lived, we've bled it, we just love it, and we just love.
Speaking of that,
meeting all the different experiences we have, doing what we did in this barbershop was just cool. It's just bizarre how we've had these experiences all together. It's really, really cool.
You know, finding out the music that we've laid out today for you guys to see. I mean, we've been through genres. I grew up with Matt Sorum from Guns N' Roses, who I played in the 1975 and 76 jazz band. He played jazz, if you can believe this, at that school with us. And the thing is, we grew up together, and I just knew I was not going to be in that caliber of drumming. It's a whole different thing.
No, not caliber.
He's a great,
maybe.
He's
genre,
but still, I mean, he's got a caliber that's above everybody else. He's at a different level, and I mean caliber. And the thing is, everybody else is below this guy. He's such a phenomenal guy. And to know that there was guys that were out there on the street just picking it up and getting there on stage, playing these little clubs with 30 people in it at a night, and it was a happening thing. You had punk bands. You had the next night you had a country band. The next night you had a ska band. And that's
playing with Agent Orange or you know, Adolescence. We play with Portions of Black.
We
get booked on these stages early on. They're spitting at me because it was really cool in the old days. I remember I saw PIL at the Olympic, right? So Johnny Lyman's there, and the opening band was a mariachi band. I'm like, what? And they're playing on the boxing ring, and the lights are on. You see these loogies just hitting this mariachi guys, and they're just working. They're working because they're making the money. I'm respecting them as musicians, and I'm thinking that's. But then we would play at the Cuckoo's Nest, which was an infamous little place in Orange County, kind ground zero. The Ramones played there. But anyway, the punks would be spitting us. They didn't get it yet. And then week after week, all of a sudden you see a little bit of grease, a little bit of hairspray, a little pompadours come on. All of a sudden, more of the girls are like, I don't want to get beat up. I kind of like to look kind of good and see some good-looking guys and have some fun.
Not have a black eye every night?
And then the tide changed, right, guys? It was like all of a sudden we weren't getting spit on anymore. They were like paying to see us. We're like, oh, this is kind of nice.
Good. I gotta say, I've never been. Well, maybe I have, but I've never been spit on.
Oh, you got to.
No, you don't have to. Yeah, in soccer you
yes,
get
I
kicked out
have,
of
but
the
I
game.
can't
Right?
remember what it was all about. But it wasn't at a gig, I don't think.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy back in those days. It was such a mixed crowd, but the tide changed, and it was good to see. So.
Anybody drive hot rods? What do you got?
57 Nomad, and I got a great story. Mine was broke down in the driveway in 1984, and I get this call. And it's this cat, man, in this place called the New Door Tavern in Las Vegas. He goes, man, I broke up with my band. I need a drummer tonight. I go, who is this? Brian who? Brian Setzer? Oh, no. Yeah. Hey, yeah, Brian. Oh, I got a ticket for you at the airport. Okay. Well, can I bring my girlfriend with me? He goes, okay, I'll have 2 tickets. So I got down, played the New Door Tavern that night with Brian Setzer.
Where's that?
It's in Las Vegas on the Strip.
Okay.
And I had to leave my Nomad behind. I couldn't take it with me because it was broken down, but flew out there and played 2 shows with Brian and then flew back.
Right?
Yeah, but this was before you were in the band with him.
Oh, way before.
Yeah, way before. But that cat, man,
80s,
after he was pumping and ready to rock, and we had some fun.
He's a great player, my God.
Yeah.
And, you know, speaking of jazz, he studied from Al Viola.
Exactly.
And so he's got all this jazz voicing. And every tour, he's playing better and better. And, you know, he's just, hey, you got a new chord, Brian. Wow, you got a new lick. And then it's just, you know, I'm playing the same old crap, you know, year after year.
So Rodney Bingenheimer from Rodney on the Rocks, right?
Yeah.
So we would listen late at night because that's when he would come on, and we were first hearing the Stray Cats from him and the Polecats and the Rockcats and all. But it was so cool to go find that first record that came from England where they're standing in the alleyway, you know, with Stray Cat Strut on there. And I remember going to that record store in Long Beach, that independent record store, and getting that thing and oh gosh, it was like bring it home, listen to the first cuts, you're like, oh my gosh, this is what we've been looking for, you know. It was so cool. We were already doing it, but all of a sudden it's getting it's like, wow, this isn't just in Jerry's mom's garage now.
We were hearing Rodney play it on KROQ, and the thing was, is he did the same thing.
It was so cool back then, because nowadays it's like you can't. The industry is so like jaded.
Yeah.
But back then you could actually go meet Rodney at Denny's at 2:00 in the morning and hand him your demo tape.
Right.
And they were playing our demo tape on K-Rock.
Yeah.
And then we walk up there when we pressed our first 45 record, and we went right up to the K-Rock and put it on their counter. And next thing you know, it's a hit. Next thing you know, it's a hit, like, you know, on the radio. They would play, an unsigned band.
Payola, nothing.
And
lawyers have ruined all of that stuff.
Amen.
You gotta have a lawyer.
Amen.
Oh, wait, that's my song. You know.
Well, the funny thing is, you got the Go-Go's going that way, and they went over to Hawaii, and they would bring our records the same way. So they're playing clubs, playing our records, and we were getting these club owners calling us, "Hey, we want to book you for 2 weeks in Hawaii." We're like,
really?
A Hawaii vacation?
Hawaii vacation.
Thank you, Go-Go's.
On rock and roll,
we love the Go-Go's,
And KNEC too, remember? Jimmy the St. Christopher was the music director at KNEC before it became KNEC Pure Rock 105, but 105.5. But we used to be able to go there, go to him, hand him our new 45. You go, oh, boys, the rock and roll's in the lobby. Bring them on up. Here goes. Oh yeah, let's put it on the radio right now. I mean, it was so wide open. It
just doesn't happen like that anymore.
No, it was so cool. Yeah, it was really cool.
That's why music is the way it is.
Andy, you got anything to say over there?
Andy, tell us about your bass.
Well, I was 17 years old. We got it at World of Strings in Long Beach.
Oh.
And, but it's got some. I could tell you some stories about some of the scratches and nicks on it. On the front.
When Ed fell off the bass.
Well, there was the first one on the front. Speaking of, we were playing at this club in Arcadia. Remember the girl who did the graphics for our album, Kat?
Kat.
So she got us in this club there, and there were a lot of punkers that used to come out, and I was standing there playing, and the monitor speaker was right in front of me, and this guy was like slam dancing, and he knocked the monitor right into my bass and just gouged a bunch of the wood out of it. So that's permanent. And then, like when we were younger, a little bit more athletic and stretchy, Ed used to jump up on my bass when we play a song kind of near the end of the show, and I think it was at the Whiskey. One of those gigs.
We were opening up for Bad Religion at that time. I think.
Or something, or X or somebody. It was crazy, and so we're playing the song, and Ed's playing his solo. He falls off my bass, and he like, it was kind of a weird maneuver, and
twisting.
He ended up kicking, like sliding off the back, and you can see a black boot mark
all the way
back of my
across
bass. So that's from 1983. And then he falls, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, Ed broke his leg or something. He's just laying there on the ground playing his solo. We didn't even mess up the song.
I had the wind knocked out of me, and people were pounding on the stage, like, yeah.
It was pretty incredible.
Show must go on.
Show must go
The
on.
show went on.
Andy, we must say, and we, over the years, we've had a couple of different bass players. As you know, bass players are hard to find.
We're all whores.
No. Andy moved up to, he's a skier and an athlete and all that, and a cycling, a bicycle racer. But I must say, I'm sure you guys would echo it. He's the heart. He's the heart.
He is the heart of
thickness
our
of the
group.
band.
Yeah.
And I can remember buying that bass, and one of the songs we did today, Race Some Hell, and he slapped that thing, and nobody was slapping like that. And then we still have kids come up to us today who are like in their 20s, and they'll tell me, I learned to slap off of listening to Andy McClure off of the Race Some Hell album, and I'm like, that's really cool, very cool.
How about that?
Yeah, it's very cool.
I was totally out of touch with Rockabilly until Brian came. The only way I got that gig because I read big band charts.
Yeah.
And I knew the sax player, Bob Sandman, who was in my group called Big Daddy. And I slapped a little bit, tinky, 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 tinky. And then we get into Setzer, and the first song goes, doom, 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 doom. This
Where's
is
the
freezing
tape?
up.
Where's the tape?
And the fingers are bleeding. My first tour in Japan. Every show, you come off the stage and stick my hand into the ice bucket. Oh God, this feels good. And then let's work out. I'll have to use this finger on the next show.
Oh yeah.
Your pinky. Horrible, but now not so much anymore. I mean, I play so many Rockabilly gigs.
Yeah. Andy's a stud. He would have bloody fingers, and he'd still be playing. And that guy never complains a bit.
He just
we
switched
were
fingers.
recording. We had to go
Easy.
record. We had to record this. We were playing at Trancas and up in Malibu, and we
I
had to,
remember that place.
Yeah, and that was a real quick story. So after we get a recording, the engineer goes, "Hey, we want you to come up and have a beer with friends of mine." And so Jerry and I go up. Oh, we'll go up with friends. His friends were Mick Fleetwood from Fleetwood Mac, Gary Busey, because Gary Busey had just finished doing the Buddy Holly story. So we're all hanging out, and he's doing Buddy Holly songs. We're like in heaven. But back to Andy being the stud that he is. We had to record, and he had gotten a hold of a bad burger. He got a hold of a bad burger at In-N-Out Burgers, and we're driving down the freeway. I'm sorry.
Both bands.
I still eat tons of In-N-Out. It's great, but he got food poisoning, and then we had the time scheduled. So he's riding up in a car next to me because I got Jerry and the drums, and he's got the bass and another guy, and he's sitting there. The other guy's driving your car, and he's hurling in a paper bag. And
No, it wasn't it was a Tower Records bag. It was a Tower Records bag. Those things were just so thick. The bar stayed in there.
You get in. He comes and lays down his bass tracks, and then Jerry and I are in there doing other stuff, mixing, and he's out in the parking lot, like laying in the back of my truck with his shoes sleeping. And he finished the record. I tell you, that guy does not complain. And the show goes on, falling on the stage and getting the wind knocked out of me. Nothing compared to Andy. We had a lot of good times, yeah.
It's just amazing that you've been together. Now, where's your song inspiration come from? I know we've really gone long on this, but we're having so much fun.
These guys, Mark and Ed.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It just comes out of
good
nowhere
stuff.
sometimes when you write songs. Yeah,
You remind me of Billy Lee Riley, your vocal.
Oh my gosh! Thank you.
What a hero,
Thank
man.
you. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! And even Dylan your galley
I did a show with him. We did a Sun Records tribute in Montreux, and Bernie Dressel and I went over with a couple of horn players from the Setzer band.
Very cool.
Billy Lee, we're talking to him, and he says, "You guys slap all the time, but when we were growing up, we only slapped if the drummer wasn't there."
Absolutely.
No, we just saw. Gosh, man, just Sonny Burgess. We
just play with him.
He was on the same show.
Well, Ink and Iron, we just played with them in Long Beach.
Wanda Jackson, Sonny Burgess, and we got all their autographs, our heroes.
Sweet, yeah.
We're playing rock and roll and getting
like Sun Records on the West Coast. Are you kidding me?
really cool.
Sonny was on that show, and he says, "I play for the rest homes now." He showed a picture of his banner all over. geezers, you know.
They rock, man.
Hey, they rocked. I gotta
rocked.
tell
They
you,
rocked.
they
They
rocked.
rocked the house,
Yeah, they killed it. They
It was
killed
good.
it.
Yeah, Wanda was great. And Mrs. Jackson was great as well.
Okay, Mrs. Jackson.
Yeah, but Wanda and me are yeah, I'm kidding. No, you know.
Easy boy,
she
easy
is
down.
She is just
Last
a
question:
great lady.
how long should the cuffs be? Mine are short because my pants shrunk. Other than that, so
Jerry, what do you think?
you got a double full in these.
I got a double full. I get them as long as I can, so I can wear them as
those
long
would
as
go
I
up
can.
to here, couldn't they? Probably.
Yeah.
It
You got
depends
a
if you're
double
putting a
full.
flask or not. Flask or no flask?
Yeah, I had my first father-in-law. He used to put his cigarette out in the cuffs, or flick an ash. Not put it out, but if, if there was no ashtray, and he was visiting Aunt Sadie.
Yeah.
He'd just tapped his ash into his cuffs, and then later empty them out. But I guess his pants caught on fire one time.
Done, huh?
Acetate
Yeah.
or whatever they were made out of. Thanks for tuning in to Rockabilly, Riot, the Rumble, and the movie, and the interviews, and all that stuff.
Well, I got a gal name is Sweet Rain. Well, I got a gal name is Sweet Rain. Well, she's a real good mama, Lord, just sits here by. Well, every time my papa sits here, rocks the floor for me. I said every time my papa sits here, rocks the floor for me. She's a real good mama, Lord, just sits here by. Rocks the floor.